Yeah. I thought this was a nice tripod until I hired a videographer and I realized that this isn't a nice camera and it's not a nice tripod. Just so you know. Did you have any other early childhood questions? Before we go to military?
Early childhood? You mean her early childhood?
No, me, if I had any regarding you. Things that I don't know or we don't know, generally speaking, about your
Or things that you want to hear?
early time.
No.
Yeah.
I had a little brother, Jim, that became really important later because he moved to Madison after I came back from the service and lived in Milwaukee, and he would visit the kids a lot.
Very
And he was a
important
real
in
good
our life. Yeah.
uncle for the kids.
Oh, awesome.
And,
Yeah. Your little brother.
yeah, they didn't
Just
have
by-
any children, and
Yeah.
so he really became a great uncle. He had a great sense of humor.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
When
he
he
was
got his
sweet.
PhD, he came that day when there was the day of the 60s with all the problems in Madison and everything, with the war and all that. And he had this long wig on and a sign said PhD.
And he had a doctor bag.
How, what?
He had a doctor bag.
Oh yeah,
Because now he was a
doctor bag,
doctor.
Yeah,
He's a hoot.
yeah, so
Yeah.
he was great sense of humor. Yeah, he also, when he got out of high school, went in the army and to get the GI Bill, and that allowed him to go to Notre Dame, where I would have gone if I hadn't gotten in the academy. I would have done Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
A good Irish school.
Huh?
A
Yeah.
good Irish school.
Yeah, a good Irishman. And most of the kids, the Catholic kids in our area, either went to University of Dayton or the Notre Dame. And in fact, our cousin was the coach, basketball coach at Dayton for many years.
Oh, is that right?
Down here, he did very well. He had guys in NCAA many times and everything, so.
What I think of is you kind of, the three of you were more of a family. I didn't know Albert was around so much, but
Yeah, well, he
You and
was
Jim and
7,
Annabelle
8 years older
yeah.
than,
Yeah, so he
he
would kind
would
of-
take us to school sometime we went to Catholic school. So, he was, Al, yeah, the others we didn't know.
they were so much older.
They were
yeah.
so much, well, some
And
of them
you're-
later on I got to know, but I didn't know, because they had already left home and everything, so there were just the four of us there with Al. And then Al left after a while. Of course, he went in the war
Right.
into, and one time he told a story of his bringing German prisoners back, and they gave him 100 of them. Here after we won the Battle of Tunis, they had all these German prisoners, thousands and thousands. I think they had 50, 60,000 prisoners, and so they didn't have many people and they didn't have enough trucks, so they had to march them back quite a ways before they could get them on trains and take them, to Algiers and places like that. And he was given about 150 to march back, and he said, God, 150 guys, and one guy,
I don't have enough bullets.
he let them know
Really?
right away his name and that he was German background. And
Yeah.
they called him Landsmann, comrade,
Yes.
and so forth, so that there was no problem. They would sing all these marching songs, and they were so glad to be out of the war. And they were the Africa Corps guys, Ramos guys. They were all 6 foot and above, pretty much,
Yeah.
and everything. And he had never seen any Germans except shooting at them until then, face to face, and so it was that experience. But he had influence. He was very good for us boys, and but otherwise there were 3 of us really
Right.
that together.
So you'd call him sort of a mentor, like a older brother, but more
Yeah,
mentor.
he was a mentor and a very nice man, and then later we visited him a lot in later years. But no, he was good, and he was an electrician, but,
Whereas your dad was more stern. more
Yeah,
of a
yeah, he
stern
wasn't like
fellow,
that at all.
not
He
so
was the
approachable.
junior in the family, and my father was, as I said, I never trouble going to the military, people telling me what to do, because at home they told us what to do all the time. And so we always tried to get out of things by appealing to our mothers, you know,
Right.
who was
Yeah,
much
yeah.
different, and so forth. But, like, we never spoke at the table unless you were a judge. So, yeah, that was really kind of a stern upbringing. But, you know, and now you go to your grandchildren and they never quiet down, you know.
The other side of the story.
It's true, it's
Yeah.
swung the other way.
And then when we had the Catholic school, they used to march us into school. Yeah, in summertime, and then good weather at least, you'd
Oh,
follow.
yeah?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
we
know
didn't
where
get
that
marched
came
in.
from. The
Yeah.
Ursuline nuns, yeah, where they got that
Oh.
military stuff from, you know, and then they'd march us in so that, as I say, it wasn't that much of a transition to the military
Yeah.
from your family upbringing and from the Catholic school. Of course, the public school was nothing like that.
Right.
It was
Right.
much looser, you know, and everything, so. But, yeah, so,
So, I'll just